Hey, how's it going? My name's Aiden. Welcome to Studio Raphael. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a fear of mine, a really big fear of mine that has, I would say, controlled my life for the better half of about 14, 15 years. As somebody who's really wanted to pursue a career in the performing arts, this is something that I've really had to conquer and get over and to face in order to get to where I am today, which is now being in a position of emceeing and DJing and being back on stage, which is something that I really enjoy doing. That fear is the fear of being seen. I know, right? I'm a dude that puts himself on YouTube that has this sort of building personal brand, and I'm getting up on stage and emceeing shows. But I'm scared to be seen. It's kind of ironic, and yet it feels like the perfect fear for somebody like myself to have. That seems like a weird thing to say, that the fear of being seen is the perfect fear for me to have. Well, let's dive into this a little for a second, if you will, with me. My goal in life is to develop a personal brand. It's to be there for people. It's to be somebody that people can rely on, depend on, and to see as a leader in the world. And yet, the thing that I'm scared of most is being in a position where there's that many eyes on me. Now, can you understand how inspiring it would be for people to see somebody who's scared to have that many eyes on him, but at the same time he does it anyways because he knows simply deep within him that it's something that he's meant to do and something he's meant to be? Conquering that fear is literally the core of my existence. It is the core of my purpose. Usually the thing that we fear the most is not only the thing that we need to also do the most, but it's also the thing that tends to inspire the most people. For me, that's getting seen again. So how did I get here, though? What the heck happened for me to be an aspiring performing artist who's scared to be seen? That's very strange, right? I think so, in a way at least. Well, as a kid, I wasn't really that scared to be seen. I loved being on stage. I was in the school plays, I was in the choir, I was in the musicals, I was singing, I was dancing. You saw me everywhere. At the bar mitzvahs, I was on the dance floor. I was giving it 100%. In the stage shows, I loved it. And yet, I got to a point where there was too much attention on me, to the point that what ended up happening was that I lost it all. I lost all my friends. I lost all the things that I thought were important to me, which was this attention. And I went from in one day, one night, being a very popular kid to being somebody who everybody just seemed not to like. So I had to learn how to make myself small. And I did that for a lot of years. And in high school, I still sort of was in situations where I would get eyes on me, but like I can remember very vividly the feeling of having to do a solo in the jazz band as a saxophone player and just my heart racing to the point that I could barely breathe and I could barely play the notes because I was just hyperventilating inside. And when it came to the school plays in grade 6 and 7, I was the leads. Everything in high school, I was the backup. I got small roles. It just seemed like in all areas of my life, I went from manifesting the lead positions, doing solos in the choir, being leads in the play, to sort of just being there and doing the performing stuff. But somehow I wasn't getting those roles that I thought I should have been, that I thought I was supposed to be getting, in my head at least. And so I continued to play this sort of small role, and it continued to just sort of happen. And by the time I got to university, I began to re-explore my own self-expression in a unique way, and that was with my music. And so I was making music, and I was sharing it with people, and I was being vulnerable. Really, for the first time in a while, I feel like I was stepping back into a vulnerable space. And what happened? Well, I was rejected again by people online, by people I was close to. Every time I tried to show aspects of myself in a vulnerable way, I was rejected. And so I just learned to make myself small even more. And at that point, I just became a person who really aspired to be on stage and be in front of people and to be making music and to be expressed and to be out there. But every time I did it, life in the universe was showing me that putting myself out there meant rejection and meant pain and harm. So for me, this process of my fear, of being scared to put myself out there, of being scared to be seen, has meant becoming comfortable with myself, has meant becoming strong in myself, has meant becoming certain in myself, facing this fear to the point that I am happy being seen again without the worry that other people's judgment can change who I am, can change the core central aspects of my being, because I know what those are, and other people's opinions can't change that within me. That is a strength and a certainty that I've had to build for myself in order to build into and face my fear. That even if I make a mistake on stage, that even if people's eyes are on me and something goes wrong, I have the internal tools to be able to handle it. That's what I really needed to know. And when I was a kid, a teenager, and that happened to me, I couldn't handle it. I didn't have the tools. But life in the universe has a way of taking our pain and turning it into our purpose. And so for me, that pain I felt as a teenager is now what I'm turning into my purpose, which is putting myself out into the world and helping others do the same, helping others become more fully self-expressed, more comfortable in who they are, more comfortable in who you are. My goal in sharing what I've gone through is to help others who can relate, who can connect, and who are potentially suffering through the same thing. So that way we as people can come together stronger, we can come together healthier, happier, and we can support one another through what we're going through. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. My name's Aiden. This is Studio Raphael. Studio Raphael is all about creating these safe spaces for the exploration of self-expression. It is this container that I am working on building for people who have these fears that they want to face and they want to conquer, but they just don't know or don't have a safe place to do it. I want this to be that place for people because that's what I wish I had when I was getting back into self-expression and really working on myself, is somewhere that I knew I could share who I am and be received and be loved and be given a space to reprogram and rewire aspects of myself that thought it was dangerous just to be who I am. So if you like this video, leave a like. Thanks so much. If you have anything to add to the conversation, leave a comment down below. And if you're in this journey with me, subscribe, because why not? It's free. So thanks again for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you around the studio sometime. Take care.